Hi guys, I want to talk to you about something that's really cool today, or I think it's really cool. I just discovered that I fit in a genre, and yes, if you watch my previous videos, you know I always say I don't want to be in a genre, don't stick me in a genre, and the reason why is because I felt like my books kind of hit many categories. I didn't want to say it was specifically this or this or this. It was kind of everything, and nothing quite fit. So, for example, I'd say dark fiction, but that just seems like a very broad term. And I also thought, there is some romance, but I wouldn't call any of my books romance or erotica, even though there's some of that there too. Crime, but crime fiction didn't feel right since crime fiction usually, I think, it usually means, the detective going out being the good guy, getting the bad guy, and yeah, I didn't really do that either. Crime books, I don't know, I guess it's just pretty much crime fiction, back to what I was just talking about a minute ago. I just kind of went back and forth. Dark humor, there was some humor. I wouldn't say it was the main category. It's just really, really, really difficult to put my books in a genre, or at least that's how I felt. And I didn't like the idea. I felt like it was too confining and just suffocating. Anyway, and I don't like that. It's kind of like being stuck in a genre for me. Always have been kind of like being stuck in a bad relationship or a relationship that was just kind of, But then you find the right one, you're like, yes, I want to stay in this. And the same with genres. I know, sounds weird. But I found one I really liked. And it's very cute. Anyway, I found one that I thought was appropriate for my books. And this one is called Counterculture. Now, what is counterculture? Well, that is it's like a movement that goes against sort of the norm. Contemporary society. So it's a little bit of an underground society. I might even go so far as say anarchy, depending. I don't know if I'm just going to leave that one out, even though I already put it in. Anyways, it's still kind of out there. The point is, it's characters that generally don't go with the norm, whatever the norm is. And if you've read the last few books I wrote, you know that my characters, they don't go with the norm. Not even close. In fact, yeah, they kind of almost have their own way of thinking and dealing with things and dealing with life that isn't what most people would think is normal. And they don't care. They have their own rules that they made up and they abide by, and they have certain ideas about life, and they don't really pay attention to what other people think, and they don't really care, and that's what makes them so fucking cool. Now, for me, anyway, that's how I feel. Now, I would do a little research. I thought, well, is this the appropriate term? Does it apply to books? Well, yes and no. There are books out there that fall under that category. However, it's not considered, I don't think, an official genre. So, yeah. I think it's up and coming, though. I really do. I think it's becoming more common because you're seeing it in television and in various TV shows that, in my opinion, have been very popular over the last few years, kind of fit into that category. I think books maybe slowly catch it up. When I did some research, a couple of the books that was mentioned, according to these authors, was like Fight Club and The Color Purple. And I mention those because they're probably a couple of books that most people have heard of, at least, hopefully read. I read one of them, really liked it, Fight Club. I never read The Color Purple, but I might do that now. Anyway, I think the appeal to people when it comes to this category is these group of characters that kind of do their own thing and make their own rules and sort of go a little bit against society. And I think people like that because as a whole, I think we feel pressured to kind of go along with society And whether it be from your work or your family life or whatever, you kind of go with what's sort of normal. And sometimes you kind of wonder, well, what if people didn't? How would that look? And when you read a book like mine, for example, you see how it looks. It looks vastly different. And for these characters, it's also very empowering. And again, how I'm interpreting counterculture might be different from other people. I'm going by my research and what kind of feels right. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that that's suitable? Do you think, if you're a writer, have you had difficulty finding what genre you fit in? Because I think a lot of writers, and I would say most writers probably are a little torn about what category to put the writing in sometimes, because maybe I think most authors kind of fit under different categories, and they want to, and that's part of the creative process. But I don't know. What do you think? I'm just going to leave it at that and stop rambling. It's like 6 minutes in, for God's sakes. I never shut up like for a second. What do you think? And if you're a reader, what do you think? What do you like? Is there a certain genre that you prefer? Is there a genre or several genres you like to see together? Something you'd like to see more of? I don't know. Just let me know what you think. I don't know what kind of things spring to mind when you listen to me talking about all this. Hit the bell, subscribe, all that good stuff. It's down here. Like the video, share the video with anybody you think might be interested. Sign up for my newsletter, everything. It'd be so much fun. You get these videos all the time. Anyway, I usually record a few a month if I can, depending on the amount of time I have and what I have to talk about. Sometimes I don't have anything to talk about. Sometimes I have way too much to talk about. Anyway, have a great day, guys. Thank you.